How to build an audience as a new artist. How to build a fan base as a new artist. That's a great question. One, you have to make sure that the product is good. You gotta make sure the music is good, right? What is this all about? If you're a rapper, you gotta make sure your rapping is good. That's why we do Fan Love Friday. That's why we review music. Music is subjective, but there are some objective things to it, meaning that it's relegated to taste, but there are some things that you could be doing good or bad. You could be on beat or you could be off beat. You could be in tune, you could be out of tune. They could be mixed well, it could be mixed poorly, right? Just some objective things. So one, you got to understand, one, is the music good? Is it good? That's the most important thing. How do you know if the music's good? Well, you can go and get it reviewed on Rapzilla. I think they charge $50. You can hop on Fan Love Friday. It's $7 through Patreon or $25 super chat. You could, I don't know, have someone like Adam22 pay him $100 through No Jumper on Thursday nights. I think they do live streams. There's a couple ways you could do that. One, see if the music's good. Okay. Two, pay attention to the details. Pay attention to your visual aesthetic, your look. What are you wearing? How are you dressed? What is your hair like? Okay. All that matters. All that matters. People who are just about the art and ignoring the visual aesthetic they're playing themselves short. You're going to play yourself. So you got to consider the visual aesthetic, the color schemes. This is what we would call branding, right? Like your logo, all those different things. So consider the visual aesthetic. This is like, you know, YouTubers, like what YouTubers are about, like your logo, your icon, your cover, like all that stuff should be intentional. I would say after that, or probably before that, but for the sake of this video, is what is your message about? What do you represent? What is that thing that you are for, or maybe you're against, right? What is it that you're for, or maybe against? What is that thing, and where do you fall in the middle of a market? Or are you completely an island in and of yourself? So I'm an independent artist, but I'm also a faith-based artist. I'm a Christian artist, right? So there is a market that I can fit into to an extent, but I'm also doing very different things, and I'm also kind of an island in and of myself in terms of that. The majority of my shows are at colleges. They're not church shows. They're not Christian shows. I primarily perform in front of secular college crowds. So I'm kind of in a lane of my own, right? So you got to figure out, what is your message? Who are artists that are similar than you? You're basically building a business, right? You're basically building a business. Then you got to consider, okay, so if the music is good, is the visual aesthetic there? What is your ethos? What is your mission and vision? Why do you exist to make music? It got to be deeper than just, I just want to make dope music, bro. It got to be deeper than just, well, this is what people say in the Christian world. I just want to make music that glorifies God. We have 150 of you already out there. We don't need any more people to glorify God. What are you adding to the marketplace? Is it valuable? Is there value in what you're adding, right? So with King's Dream, we exist to encourage, empower, inspire people to live God's dream. That looks very pragmatic. I talk about faith. I talk about finances. I talk about fitness. I share my debt-free journey, how me and my wife were in debt from student loans and buying new cars and just being idiots. And we paid off $45,000 in debt in 18 months following the Dave Ramsey FPU principles. So there's some grit, and there's some soul to what I represent. What do you represent, right? What do you represent? It gotta be a little deeper than that, right? It gotta be deeper than just, I want to make dope music. Okay, well, why? For who? Right? So what is your messaging, your ethos, your values, right? Very important. And then I would get into what is your distribution outlets? Where are you going to put the music so that it's disruptive? You're going to be what's your primary platform going to be? There's a rapper on TikTok right now. His name is Tyrese Hope. I think that's his last name, or Pope. Tyrese Hope or Tyrese Pope. I don't know. Tyrese has 1 million TikTok followers. He's probably at 25,000 Instagram followers. 1 million TikTok followers, and he's getting about 25,000 plays a day. Okay, a day through TikTok. And it doesn't got a huge catalog out. That's a lot. For context, I think I'm getting about 10,000 plays a day on Spotify through TikTok. Because of his TikTok platform, he's getting 25,000 plays a day. It's fantastic, right? Why? Because instead of going to Instagram, where there's already a gajillion rappers, he decided to go on TikTok and carve out a lane for himself as the fast rapping rapper guy. And it's freaking awesome. And I think he just quit his job, or he's about to quit his job. He said if he averaged out 15,000 streams a day, 15,000 streams a day comes out to what? 15,000 streams a day, about 500,000 streams a month. A million streams a month on Spotify is $4,000 a month. So he could live off of $2,000 a month. He could quit his job, right? You see how I made that very, I broke that down, right? Why? Because he considered distribution and who he was going to be in front of. So you can't just expect people to discover you. Those days are long gone. You have to be somewhere where people aren't to have a direct path. People always talk about Russ. Well, Russ released a song a week, and he did a song a week. Yeah, he did a song a week on SoundCloud when there wasn't that many people on SoundCloud. People point out Toby Wigway, who's I think about 500,000 Instagram followers, selling out shows everywhere. Toby Wigway did a video a week on Instagram as one of the first Instagram rappers, Facebook rappers, right? Probably one of the first Instagram rappers with the captions below and titles above. Right, he was an early adapter. So what platform can you be an early adapter on? Is it TikTok? Is it Twitch? Where can you exist where you are you're one of a kind and you're not one of 50 kind, right? Or 100 kind or 200 kind, right? So you got to factor that in. Then I would say once you have some type of strategy, your best bet is going to be to release a single, upload it to Spotify 4 to 5 weeks out. Ask all your friends and family to pre-save it. Pre-save, 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 pre-save. Go into Spotify for Artists, submit it for a curated playlist. I have a whole video about the Spotify algorithm. You're going to want to get as many people to pre-save and listen to the first day. Here's how you know if your music is good or not. If your family listens to it and gets excited about it and shares it for you on their social media, that's how you know you got good music. People will give your music a listen if they're friends and family. People will not give it a replay and share it if it's bad. Okay? So start with your friends and family. Start with the people in your inner circle. Personally ask them to pre-save. Personally ask them to get behind it. I would do that and see how that first single does. I've had friends who had 80 Spotify followers, single drops. They do 1,000 plays first day. That sets off bells in the Spotify algorithm. The song does 200,000, 300,000 streams in a week. That happens all the time. It happens all the time. So it usually starts though with those first family and friends to get behind you. Spotify is going to be your best bet for that. And you're going to start with your friends and family. And then I would say, again, going back to what niche are you in, what tribe are you a part of? Can you cross-pollinate with artists who are in similar positions than you? Meaning that if you have 1,000 Instagram followers, don't expect the guy with 25,000 Instagram followers to do records with you unless you're going to pay him. And there's nothing wrong with paying him if there's a mutual exchange of value. But if you don't, if you have 1,000 followers, you're going to be way more likely to cross-pollinate with the other person with 1,000 followers. Similar demographics, similar things. You're going to benefit more that way. If you got 5,000, try to work with people who have 5,000, right? And don't buy followers. Don't do bots and weird stuff like that and do the follow thing. All that stuff is trash. So I would say those are the rudimentary steps. And I just gave you a lot. That's a lot to sit with. It's a lot to process. It's going to take a lot of work. And you have to consider a lot of different variables. So hopefully that was helpful. I thought that was helpful. Is there a follow-up to that?